welcome back to the channel. I'm Becky, and if you're new here then welcome and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you two super easy ways to make some Christmas wreaths. One you can see above me and one you'll just have to wait and see. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink and let's get on with the video. Okay guys, these are super easy to make, super cheap, and they're gonna look so cute in your home. You could even give them as gifts, or if you've got like Christmas markets, they are so quick and easy to do. The first things you're going to want to make this lovely wreath here is some metal wire. You can pick this up from any hardware store or probably the crafting stores, and you want to make sure you can be able to bend it. You'll probably want some wire cutters and some pliers to bend the wire. If you don't have this, you can use a metal coat hanger, and that would be much easier to bend because it was a lot to try and bend this wire around to tie it off at the end. You're then going to want some cheap baubles. So I picked up some tubs from B&M. So these are 40 luxury baubles and they were £5. I also got some mini ones. So I would say you're gonna need probably a tub of baubles and a tub of small ones. So you're looking at £2.50, £5, £7.50. If you can get some wire, that'll only be cheap. And then you can either buy some bows pre-done. So this was a pack of 6 from B&M Bargains. These were £3, which I thought was really good value for money. Or you could just make your own if you've got the ribbon, just to stick on top of the wreath. Now, what you're gonna do, I'll show you with the tub that I've already got open, and I do apologise for my sheet, it needs ironing, but I didn't have time to do it before filming these videos. So what we're gonna do is get your wire, get your baubles. If they've got the ties on them, you want to take those off. So I'd suggest probably taking all the ties off before you start making your wreath, and then it just saves time as you're feeding them through. I'd suggest getting some small ones as well, because it just fills out the gaps quite nicely and gives you quite like a circular full looking wreath. And it's just going to be as simple as this. You get the little hook on the bauble, feed it down your wire, and then I'd say just alternate between your colours, so you don't want too many of the same like style. So because this one's not shiny and that's not shiny, maybe I'd go for a shiny red bauble and just feed it on. Now there really is no specific way to do this. Take as much time or as less time as you want when you're doing this. So just going to feed it through like that. Once I've got a few big ones on there, I'd probably go in with then a few of my smaller ones, and they can hang on like that, but generally if you start twisting them round, you can see that it's going to start filling the gaps a lot better. And it is really as easy as that. You'll just continue that all the way around. You can make it as big or as small as you want. Obviously just bear in mind that depending on the size of baubles, if you make it quite small, you might not get a hole in the middle. And then you'd tie the wire rope around each other at the end, and then just make a slight hook. So if you bend that up, bend it round, you can make a little hook for your little wreath to hang on, and you can just attach your bow to the top, because that hides a multitude of sins, so you can hide where your wire has joined. Now that is the super easy and quick way to do that. I feel like it's quite self-explanatory, so we didn't need to take loads of time. Just keep feeding it on, you're good to go, and then you will pay. I saw, in fact I'll insert a photo. This wreath, I know it's got some green stuff in it, £30, and that was from B&M. Imagine what you'd be paying for that in like Anthropology or somewhere. So you're going to be saving a lot of money, because you're only going to be paying like £7.50, let's say £8 by the time you've got your bows and your wire. You're going to be saving so much money, and no one is going to know that you have handmade that. Now the second one that I'm going to show you is just as cheap. For this one I've picked up some bits from the charity store. I've picked up this eucalyptus wreath from Morrisons. This was £4, because Morrisons now have this like middle aisle, which I think is really good for getting stuff like this. They had another style as well, but I thought eucalyptus was more Christmassy. And also if you take out your Christmas decorations for Easter, autumn, you can then put in and interchange it all year round. Bought your base once for £4, and then you can just use it and use it again. All you're going to want to do for this, first we'll unbox it. That's what it's looking like. Oh, there's bits gone everywhere, and it's stuck on to just some like wooden twine bits. It's got a little twine hook, so this is going to be perfect for feeding bits into it. Now, I always think less is more when it comes to wreaths like this. So I've picked up these cute little decorations from Cancer Research. I got a bag of them for £2. Now, in B&M, these are about £2 each, I think. If you can find them in your local charity store, definitely pick some up because I've got a good range. But also, when you get your Christmas crackers at Christmas, they sometimes have little mini versions of these. Keep them. Don't throw them out because you never know when they might come in handy. So overall, this one will cost me £4, £5, £6 to do. So what we're going to do is just spread them out so it's all nice and layered how you want them. And this is so quick and easy to do, guys, as well. You literally take no time at all on this. All you're going to do is just like feed it into different areas of your wreath. And it's got this nice little attachment on the back so I can just prod it in. And no one is ever going to know that you've not bought this from garden centre and spent like £60 on it. Because that's how much they're probably charging garden centres, honestly. Their pricing is extortionate. What I will say is if you've got little flowers, make sure that the leaves follow the flow of the bit of the wreath. Don't put them in that way. Make sure it all goes round. And then if you've got some little fairy lights, you can feed those into this as well. Oh, I'll find the top of the wreath. So that's the top. So I'm going to have my pink bow at the top. So if I put this pink one at the bottom. I've got these lovely little silver twigs as well that I'm just going to feed through in between. So we've started filling that out. You can see the bit of pink in there. Always make sure you know where the top of your wreath is so you can make it as symmetrical as possible. So what I'm going to do now is get one of my pink bows, and I might go in with some of my baubles and add those in. So I've got one of my pink bows. Luckily these come with little wraps on them as well, so I can wrap it round. Find the top of my wreath. Right, I've done some readjusting. So I've adjusted it so I've got silver going round, and then I'm going to do my pink accent. So I've attached my bow onto the pink flower. I'm going to attach that at the top, but I'm going to try clear some of this foliage out the way. Now luckily it's all on wire, so you can kind of bend it to your will. Now you might have to play around with it to get exactly the layout that you want in, but so far I think this is looking so cute. And then what I'm going to do is I've got some leftover bottle lights that are like wire fairy lights, so I'm going to feed those through, and this is going to then be a nice little light up decoration that you can have on your door, on your wall at Christmas for only £6. What I've done is some of the leftover mini baubles that you'll already have from doing this wreath. I got some of my leftover wire, fed it through, let me show you. So I cut a tiny bit of wire with my wire cutters. I got the bauble and literally fed it through like that. And then with this little bit of wire, because it's got all like the wood at the back, I just kind of shoved it in. There's no technical term for that because that is what I did. I just shoved it right in there and it seems to have worked, which is great. This is what it's looking like now. So, oh, we've got some lights attached to it. So as you can see, it's just starting to fill it out, fill in the gaps, add a bit of jazz to it. So what I'm going to do now is, let's spin that leaf round. Sorry, I didn't like how those leaves were placed. So what I'm going to do now, I've got these bottle lights. Now you can buy a multi-pack of these off of Amazon. These were from Facebook Marketplace. A woman was just getting rid of them, I'm guessing from a wedding. So they light up nicely, and they've got a small little socket then that you can hide behind the wreath, so you've not got a big battery pack showing. Now these are the copper wire ones because these are really delicate, so you're not going to be able to see the wire. And I'm just going to feed it round. So if I start at the top, I'm going to also, Woody's come to say hi and spread some festive cheer. So what I'm going to do is start at the top with the battery pack at the top where the hook is, so you've got easy access for turning it on and off. So I'm going to feed that and hide it behind the bow and just hold it in place there. Then all I'm going to do is bring my wire string through the wreath. Now if you want to make sure you know where your lights are, turn them on and then you can see where you're placing them. And I'm just going to start wrapping it round and intertwining it into the leaves. Now it can get a bit fiddly because obviously it's just a really fine wire, so be careful not to get it tangled. So hopefully in 3, 2, One, you've got a lovely light up wreath. So this was super cheap and easy to make, guys. It can get a bit fiddly wrapping the lights around. Honestly, it is so rewarding to see, and it is so much cheaper than having to spend £30+ in a garden centre or even in B&M. So I've ended up making this for £8. That's including all the decorations, the baubles, the bows, the lights. Honestly, guys, it is so cheap, and look how gorgeous these two homemade wreaths look. If you've liked this video and you want to stay tuned for some more Christmas crafts, Christmas vlogs and Christmas hauls, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up while you're down there, and comment down below the Santa Claus emoji or the Mrs. Claus emoji as we get into the festive spirit. I'll catch you at the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye!